Hi folks, I'm John with Inspector Prime. In this tutorial, I'll show you how you can take components of Inspector Prime, customize them, and then embed them within your website. Examples of such components include your biographies for you and your employees, your service listing or your menu items, your availability or time slots listing, your public booking form, your public knowledge base and public glossary, and your public recommended contractors listing. I first want to begin with the end in mind. If you navigate to the Inspector Prime website, you'll see under our Samples tab, we've included these example website embeds. And these are the components that you can, of course, embed in your website as well using your own system. I want to first go over briefly each sample embeddable component. Now this offers a quick list and a quick link to these sample pages. I've got them preloaded here. Let's begin with our About Us page. If you'd like, you can use the employee profiles within Inspector Prime to embed your employee biographies. And what you show the public is, of course, fully customizable by you. You can show them a simple biography where they can't click in, or that you can have it click into each record and see the biography along with perhaps an association number or a state license number. And of course, they can then navigate quickly through here. And any updates you make in your Inspector Prime system will be automatically reflected on your website, preventing you from having to go to your website and edit the profiles there. Let's move on to the public time slot listing. This is what displays your availability. We've got this set up as our sample to allow clients and agents to filter by the time slot start, time slot end, by the employee, if they like selecting a particular employee for their inspections. And of course, they can filter and sort as well, and they can view it as a calendar or as a simple listing. We've only got about a week or two of availability ahead, but you'll see they cannot view any time slots in the past. You'll see that they can view only those that are blue. That means they are available or unused. And so these are slots that they will see if they use your booking form. They will see these time slots pop up. And as soon as they're used in your system, they will be removed with no need to edit your website or your calendar specifically. It's all done automatically for you. So that's a very simple example of the public time slot listing. You could add a button up here within the component to have it linked to your public booking form to make it easier. And you could even have them open up these records if you like and see more information on that time slot or that employee if you so wish. Let's move on now to the public booking form. And this is the embedded public booking form. You could, of course, simply have the link to this booking form perhaps up here in your menu, and they would just be taken to a website where they fill out the form outside of your website. But we have it here embedded inside the website to keep our branding front and center, and so they know exactly where to go to fill this out. And it looks, of course, just like the public booking form that you customize for your company. Moving on, we have a simple customizable Contact Us form that you can use. And whenever anybody fills this out on your website, it is, of course, automatically populated within your Inspector Prime system, and it automatically notifies you as well. Again, a very simple system here with this Contact Us form. Here we've got a public glossary listing, and this is taken from your glossary interface, and it's preloaded. Every Inspector Prime system comes with several hundred definitions preloaded, and so you can see here where you can provide clients and agents a simple resource for them to browse through, to search through, filter by category, and of course filter and sort over here. And they can view it as a gallery of cards and open up, or they can view it as a simple list as well. Really quite straightforward, and any changes, again, you make to your glossary interface within your Inspector Prime system automatically reflects here. Now we've got a public knowledge base listing, and we see here that these are client and agent knowledge base records. These are documents primarily aimed to educate our clients and agents. This is tied in with your knowledge base interface within your Inspector Prime system, which actually handles both internal and public-facing records. And to have a record viewable to the public, you would simply hit the checkbox and marking it public, and it would show up right here in your website automatically. And again, any updates made to your system are automatically reflected here in your public knowledge base listing. Moving on to the public contractor listing. So you can share your trusted network by embedding this within your website, and clients and agents can view those contractors that you recommend or have experience with. You can, of course, provide a disclaimer here to let them know that these are just recommendations, that you're not to be held liable for their performance or non-performance. Again, fully customizable. You show what you want to show. Moving on now to the sample reports listing. So if you'd like to display sample reports on your website, really, again, it can't get any simpler than this. You would simply take the link to the full sample report within your Inspector Prime residential or commercial systems, link it to your sample reports listing, and provide a picture, perhaps, a short title for the type of sample report it is, and a short description. And then any clients and agents can go here and they can click in and view your sample reports. That would lead them to the client portal for those sample reports, and they can view all the details they need to. Now we've got here a public service listing. So any service menu items you add to your system can be displayed publicly right here. You can either include the base prices that you charge, or you can exclude that. You can edit the system to show only what you want. Now we've got it so that it shows base price fields for residential type services. If, for example, it is a commercial type service, we have the field hidden because these commercial services are generally custom quoted. And you can customize this. This is a gallery view. You can have a list view as well. And you can see here, of course, it's already tabulated to show primary, additional, and standalone services. Doesn't get any simpler than that. And again, any changes to your system reflect automatically on your website. And finally, we've got public testimonials listing. This takes your review management interface and takes those particular reviews or testimonials that you mark as public and simply displays them here on your website. And again, we have a simple card type system here. And obviously all of our screenshots are the same. These are just placeholders. Yours will be vastly different and would probably have a lot more text to them in terms of the actual feedback provided by that client. You could also display the star rating. If you have your Google reviews on here and you have your star rating logged in, you could display those as well. Very, very simple system. And again, any review you add to your Inspector Prime system would display here in your public testimonials listing on your website automatically once you mark it public. So that takes us through our website embed samples, a quick overview. In this next portion, we'll go ahead and go back to the Inspector Prime system and show you just how we can edit and modify these components so that they display exactly the way we want on our website. So here we are back in your Inspector Prime office system, and we're at the Public Resources interface. And we're looking at the overview page, which of course has quick bookmarks and quick helper text. We're going to go and quickly view each of these interface pages, and you'll see that they're familiar because we just viewed them on the Inspector Prime website. These are the components that you will embed, if you so wish, on your website. And I'll show you, once we get a quick view of these, how to edit specific interface pages and their applicable record details. Let's begin with the About Us page. Here we go. It simply shows exactly what was shown on that website embed sample. You click in, and you can see the record details here. Remember, what you see here is what you will show on your website if you embed this particular component. Moving on to the public contractor list, again, we have our card or gallery view, and we can change that to a list view. We can open up the record details, and there we go. We've got a button here that allows them to visit the contractor website based on what you've put in here. We've got our public glossary listing. Again, a gallery view and a list view. Filterable by category. And here's the record details. Really quite simple. Now, our public knowledge base listing. Again, a gallery view and a list view. Click in, open up that particular record's record details. And our public service listing, filterable by these tabs at the top. Go in, view the profile for them. Our public testimonials listing. Again, gallery view only, so that folks can quickly go through and view the testimonials your company has seen. And our time slot listing in a calendar view and a list view. And now our public sample reports as well, which we do not allow clicking into because we simply display a profile picture, a title, the link to our sample report, and a brief description of that sample, along with helper text up here. Now let's go back to the public About Us page, and I'll show you how we can edit these components so you display only what you want seen. First, to edit these interface pages, we're going to go to this menu up here, click into it, and go to our creator mode or edit mode by editing our pages. Over here is where you can see that I have links already created, and those links will be used to embed these components into my website. I can also rename my pages from here. I can do the same renaming up here as well in my page view in the title section. Now, there's a few other options for this menu as well. You can see that we can, again, rename, we can delete the interface page, we can duplicate it, so if we want to modify it and create another view and put that somewhere else, we can do that, so we have a starting point to go from. We can also, if we've made any changes to this, we can clear our changes. Perhaps we're playing around with it, editing it, but we don't like what we've done. Go ahead and just clear those unpublished changes, and it'll get rid of that. It'll go back to what you previously had. You can also make changes and simply mark them as draft so that the changes you make won't publish. When you do uncheck that and then hit this publish button, then those changes will take effect. That's it for that menu. Now let's go over to our interface page. There's two menus built within these pages. That is the top level menu when you click into the white space up here, and that is the menu for this particular page. And then you've got a menu for this page's gallery view. And here's the menu for that. We'll go over these in detail. But let's begin with the top level menu, page options. Again, we can rename our page here. The data source, when we get this data right here that's shown from our employee and vendor management interface page within our CRM interface. We have filtered these biographies that only our full-time employees and our part-time employees are shown. We do not want to show our vendors to the public. We can also show a description, and that's right here. Deselect that and it hides the description. We can change the visualizations we use by hitting this menu here and simply enabling them. You would then go into each individual visualization and modify those views to fit your needs. But for this About Us page, we simply have a gallery view. That is all that's needed. Now, let's take a look at the user filters. We don't have any for this. They would pop up over here. For simple biography cards, we don't need to enable these elements, these filters for our users. Our user actions. This is where you enable actions up here. We can allow them to sort, search, filter, and group as we see fit. Of course, we don't want them to add new employee records to a form, so we have this deselected. And buttons. Buttons are important. We haven't built buttons into every interface page here because doing so would require specific links. And we know that our users will create those buttons and links to fit their companies. But let's say, for example, you wanted to create a button that linked to your booking form. We would simply hit this menu, add a button action, click on that button, name it, whatever you like to name it, say book our services. You would have the action to be go to external URL, and you would input the link for your booking form. It's as simple as that. Once they click on it, that would lead them to your booking form. Let's go ahead and remove that. We simply hit delete. We're still at the top level page. Let's go to our advanced options. We could allow folks to print this out, to export to CSV, and to import data. But of course for this, we don't want them doing either. That's not necessary. They're not going to need to do that. That is it for the About Us page. At least the top menu. Let's click into the Gallery page menu by clicking white space down here. We see again we're at the page, the Gallery menu. Now we've got several other options that modifies this content here. We of course have our filter from our page filter. We can sort by any field we like. Let's go ahead and sort by name and have our primary inspectors first. The image field you see here is the photo field from the employee's profile record. So we select that. Change that. You can do the signature image. Well, let's go ahead and just do the photo. We can change the aspect ratio. You'll find ones that fit your photos the best. We like square. If we deselect the fit image size, you see how this doesn't look quite as good. So let's go ahead and fit image size, and there we go. That fixes that issue. Now we can change the style here so that no fields are displayed at all. Simple, so that up to 2 fields are displayed when they hover. And rich, where all selected fields are displayed. We've got rich because we want to show the name of our employees and their biographies. We can change the title size to either small or large. Large here looks good. And we can change what fields are visible. Right now, only the biography is visible. To change that, we will go ahead and hide it. But we don't want to hide that just yet for this, so we're just going to enable that again. It's as simple as that. If we wanted to show association numbers, we could do so here. If we wanted to show, let's say, our state license number, we just hit the show button here. If we wanted to show perhaps the work email and work phone number, we could do so very quickly here. And we see this isn't too clear. If you add more information, you probably want to show those field names. And to do that, we simply hit this Display Field Names option. And there we go. That's much clearer. But for our needs, we really just want to be able to show the name and biography quickly. So let's go ahead and deselect the association number, the state license number, and the email and phone number. This last menu option here is extremely important to understand. When it comes to user actions, what it's telling you is that will you allow a user that's viewing this interface page to click into your record details? For our purposes, we have enabled that. So for example, if a user clicks into this record, they will see this side sheet page style view show up, showing Betty's biography, her image, and if applicable, her association number and state license number. Let's click out of that and visit this again. When a user clicks into record details, they can view record details here. The name of this record detail is Public Employee Details. This is extremely important, and I want to hit on this. This is the name of the page that pops up when a user clicks on these biographies. This menu item here is extremely important. Click on it, and you will see the record detail pages. You can create many record detail pages for your interface pages. We have 2 from this source, meaning we've got 2 record detail pages that are fed from your employee and vendor management interface page. If we move this from the public employee details page to the employee detail page, we will be showing our public clients and agents the entire profile for the employee. We do not want to do that. That's why this is so important to understand. What we want this to show is the public profile we've created for these biographies. So you want to use the employee detail page. We want to use the public employee details page, which shows only limited information to our clients and agents. And of course, within this, you can change each field that's displayed. You can hide and remove and add as you see fit. That's fairly simple. You can include, of course, field descriptions, section descriptions, section titles. You can change the background color to show or not show, and so on and so forth. For now, we'll keep it like this. But that is the most important aspect of these interface pages. We will quickly go through the remainder of these public resources, and we won't touch on too many more details on how to edit these, because I just showed you the main details. The main details being editing this top menu page options and the gallery view option specifically, and the most important being which record detail you show your users. Now, let's move on to the public contractor list. And we see here again a very basic gallery view. We click into the options for this, and we see again we have our options here. And what is our detail page here? It's a public contractor view. This is our internal view where we see the entire details of the contractor's profile. We don't want to show that to folks. We want to show the public contractor view. And so we've selected that. And we designed it to show their basic contact information. Very simple, very straightforward. And of course, here's an example of a button that we've created. And the action for this button is actually go to URL in record. And the URL in the record it goes to is their website. So a client can view this, an agent can view this, hit the button, and be sent directly to that contractor's website. Our list view. And I want to make this clear. Again, we have our top level page menu, and we have our visualizations menus. Each of these is going to be separate. Here's our list menu. Here's our gallery menu. So each of these can be edited to show exactly what you want. We see here a very simple list view. It's easy to navigate, easy to view, easy to filter through to find what they want. And again, you can edit and change all the fields that are visible and do much, much more with it that fits your company's needs. Moving on to the public glossary listing. We've displayed these in a simple gallery view and a list view. Once again, you can change these. You can add additional fields if you want to add additional filters for them. Perhaps you want to add keywords. You can add tags and so on. If you want to enable the group function, you could add that and they can group by category. And there we go. We see now a very straightforward grouping of categories that they're interested in. Sealing definitions. They click into that and very quickly navigate to what they want to see. We didn't include that because it's a bit redundant. If we simply filter by that, we get to see all those at once and only those instead of 400 or 500 different terms. So edit these to meet your needs. Changes to meet your business's workflow. The knowledge-based listing, again, this is a simple gallery view or a listing view. Modify it, change it, add to it to meet your company's needs. The service listing is the same way. Perhaps you don't want to show the base price. Simply deselect it, and there you go. Let's go ahead and we see that cards aren't very large. Perhaps we want to change this from columns per row, which is automatic right now, to 3 per row. And now we can see some larger cards here that perhaps is more digestible by folks that are viewing it instead of those small cards. The public testimonials listing, we can do a similar change. Perhaps we want to show simply 3 cards per. Let's display the field names. We can add the rating, so that's shown here. We can modify the way it's shown, the order in which it's shown. Our public time slot listing. It's a bit more details in here. We see our filters. We see that we actually don't have this enabled to click into record details, but perhaps we want to enable that. Now we've already got a public time slot details record shown, so let's go ahead and enable that. And we see there's not much to it. It simply shows the time slot with the employee. But you can add and modify quite a bit more. So if you want to just show the employee with his photo, you can do that. You can hide the labels for the rows, because I'm pretty sure they know what a name is and what a photo is, and they can see it just like that. Okay? To undo any changes, simply hit Control-Z. And we're going to change that back to not allowing any click-in details. We can also change this to show additional label fields. So right now it's only showing the employee. Perhaps we want to show the duration of 3 hours. I don't think we want that public, so let's just keep it like that. We have our photo right here, but we don't need to select that because we already have a labeled image shown here with the employee's image. You can show the list as well. And for this, perhaps you want to include the photo of the employee. So let's do that. It's pretty small, not really helpful, but we can change the row height. That's a bit better, but it's a bit out of order. We want that photo shown closer to the beginning. There we go. And now we can see how we can modify this to be a better view for us. Right now we've got this filtered by 3 conditions. And we can see this is tied to our time slot management system. We only show to the public those time slots that are in an unused status, so they're available for booking, and that are public, that they're marked as public. These will show up in your booking forms. And we only show those time slots where the standard time slot start is on or after today. We probably want to change that to on or after tomorrow, because we don't want anybody booking today. It's a bit hard to flex like that. So this is an example of how you can change which time slots you show. This doesn't sync up with your booking form, so make sure that these same filters apply to your booking form. If you've got it booked to show or changed to show that only those time slots on or after tomorrow show on your booking form, you probably want to have the same filter applied here. And of course, you can change that. You can say, hey, I only want folks to see those time slots that are 1 week from now, or really any number of days from now. So you can say, hey, 5 days from now, and it'll only show those that are 5 days from now. You see those disappear. But let's go ahead and change that to on or after tomorrow. Now, you can allow them to sort, search, filter, and group. And again, you can add a button here that shows up here so they can get automatically routed to your public booking form. Say they're on here, or they're on your website, they're looking at your availability. They say, great, I need to book Dick for Friday at 11. Let me go to the booking form. Bam, they're right there. They're in it. They see the time slot that they just looked at, and now they're not wasting their time going to the public booking form not knowing whether or not you're available or not. This allows them to see that you're available, then go to your public booking form and begin that process. Okay. Now, we go to our public sample reports. And again, this is very, very simple. How you control this, how you display this is up to you. We find the gallery view is excellent because really instead of our Inspector Prime logo, which is just a placeholder image, you would have the image of the property itself. You'd have a quick description, and you'd have the link in here. We don't allow them to click into the record details here. There's no need. We simply want them to view the sample report. And again, this link right here comes from the client portal link that you'll share with your clients. And you'll show only that information you want to show on your public sample reports. So you won't show client information, of course. You'll edit and modify that sample report to show only those items you'd like to display. That covers public resources. Again, these are all components built within your Inspector Prime system that you can embed, edit, modify on your website. And any changes you make in your Inspector Prime system will then be automatically synced to your website without having to modify or edit your website as well. We hope you find these resources useful, and we're excited to see how folks use this in their websites, and more importantly, what other components they create and embed on their websites. Because this system is built as a baseline standard for you all. You can add additional components and pages as you see fit. And that's the most exciting part about this.